the producer of the film, Hans-Jorgen Osnes, and my fellow co-programmer, Mr. Charlie Cocky.
Thank you.
So, is the Hauslicht aus? Ah, perfect. Okay. A little behind the scene, front of the other. So, congratulations! It's an amazing film.
Thank you very much.
Having seen it now 2.5 times, I'm incredibly impressed with the way it develops as it follows him so closely, and it pulls back for each set piece, and each set piece is almost a different kind of poetry. Some of it very silent, like where he's listening. Some of it where he's just seeing, etc. Were you involved in the development of the film as well as? I don't know if you noticed in the credits that Jorgen is also the first assistant director of the film. So I'm wondering how involved you were in the.
Well, I wasn't involved. Well, of course I was involved in when the script was written, and I was very much involved in the visual side because I'm also a stills photographer. So I have, and that's one of the reasons why Joachim and I have been working together for quite a few years, and we also did Reprise together. And I'm very involved in the visual side of it and trying to make it work. But the way he wanted to change were the difference, because he's playing with different visual styles through it. That is very much work that Joachim does with Jakob Ida, his director of photography, who also shot Reprise and he was at National Film School with Joachim, and they worked together there, so they've done shorts together. And so how they've done that is something they've developed together, and then they come to me and they said, okay, how do we make this work? But also, of course, they have a strong visual vision of what they want to do, and then we work together in making it possible, because on this film, for example, we shot for 6 weeks. So we're trying to get one day to look as if it's, or 6 weeks as if it is one day, which was a bit challenging. And well, we shot 6-day weeks. We shot 35 days in 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So on that side of it, I'm involved, but the visuals as they compone it is very much work that Joachim does in his play or his work with Jakob, the DOP.
And this is the first thing he's done since Reprise, which was 5 years, 6 years ago.
Yeah. It's his first film since Reprise. There is another script which we're now working on, which we were hoping would come before, but it prolonged a bit. And then we saw that, okay, we have a possibility of getting some financing. So then we decided, okay, let's go for this project first, and then we'll slide the other one, which is a bigger film. We will slide it because we saw that because of how the financial system is now, it was difficult to do. So we did this film from script, first page, to finished mix in 13 months.
Anybody have an immediate question? I'm sure people have some questions out there. Yeah, way in the back.
Yeah. Yes, it's loosely based on Le Feu Follet by Piedri de La Rochelle, from 1931, and it was also Louis Malle made a film in '62 called The Fire Within in English, or Le Feu Follet in French, which is based on the same novel, but we went back to the novel and not to Louis Malle's work. So that's Joachim and Eskil Vogt, his co-writer, they had seen the film many years ago, and they had read the novel, and then they decided, as we had this time span of about a year, they said, okay, let's do that one, because it was one of many they'd worked on before they did the script that we're now working on, and they had this idea there, and they said, okay, we can do, this is a piece we can do.
And you said they had a time span of a year, so they developed the story, the script for a year.
Yeah, we financed it before we had a finished script. So it was a very, very quick process, but also very interesting because we managed to. So what Joachim did is we had Christian Rubek, who's also an actor who played in Reprise. We got him on as a casting director. He started casting the roles, and then they got to work with the script as it was written. So they got to try out pieces, and then it came back. So it went back and forth. So actually casting, we knew what characters were in, but some of the writing also changed after they had seen actors with the material.
And you had Lias in mind for the role from the beginning?
That was, yeah. Anders Danielsen Lie was there straight from the beginning. We knew that Anders was the one who could do this part, because it's a very, very difficult part. And we sat down and we discussed it. Okay, is Anders the one to do it? And then they had Eskil and Joachim had a dinner with Anders, the three of them. And they were kind of looking at Anders and seeing, is he the guy? Yes, he's the guy. So they gave him the part, they wrote it. So he started his preparation as the script was evolving.
Yeah. Well, I have to say, he does an astounding job. I've unfortunately known a couple of people in this position, and one in particular, it was like watching my friend. It was very difficult. More questions, please. Yes.
It's tightly scripted for most parts of it. They worked with it a lot, but still, of course, they played with it, but it's quite close to the script. It's not improvised, although they were, of course, given freedom to work with it. But it was, I think, the end result as we see it and the script as it is today, it's also been published as a book, is very close.
Another question? It's getting late. Well, you were first AD, assistant director on Reprise, and you worked with him before that as well, or no?
Well, I'd worked with him on some commercial work before that. When he came out of film school, he did some commercial work. So that's how I got to know Joachim. And then I came on when we did Reprise, and then we kept working together, kept in contact. And then now when we did this, we found out, okay, we need to do it. And I first AD'd and produced, which is kind of, it's two hats. And I don't think I'll do it again.
How did you happen to, as it were, slide into producing? I mean, as you say, it's two hats, it's two totally different attitudes towards the process, I would imagine. I mean, in fact, why don't you talk about that a bit?
Well, it's two different ways of working, but I think as I come from the floor in a sense, because I worked on set a lot, we also managed to get a lot out of the resources that we had. So production-wise, I could see, okay, we'll spend extra on that, which made it possible to make the film within the limited resources that were.
Well, I'm not only impressed with the artistic element of it, but the intelligence aspect of it. And I have to assume that a good deal of that comes from you all, and from Joachim more than the novel, which is fairly straightforward.
Yeah.
Any more questions? Or does anybody have any ideas for breakfast?
I think Anders is. I'd like to come back to Anders a bit, because Anders, he's actually a doctor. He's a medic. He's now working, so he's not a skilled actor. He started off as a child. His mother's an actress, and then he didn't do anything. He was in medical school when we did Reprise in 2005, and then he's done a couple of things, and then he was kind of, I'm not sure if he's going to do, he had decided I want to do medicine, but then he came in and he did this, and I think it was so impressive. He was in one state of mind for 6 weeks solid. It's like every day he was there. And we didn't shoot, we shot it, of course we didn't shoot chronologically, but he was so focused. I've never seen anything like it. And just to manage to bring it all through and make it all happen as one day. And which was really, really good and really impressive.
And do you think he'll do more acting? I would hope.
I think you will, but we'll have to see.
I mean, the acting he does is by and large non-verbal, and it sneaks up on you. It's not. It's never presented. You suddenly realize it's happened.
Absolutely.
Yes, more. Well,
okay. I'm very glad that you all came, and let's hope that we do a sail to Germany so that more people here can see it. Because we would really love to, of course, it's important to get people to see the film. And tell your friends there are still more screenings.
Please.
Thank you very much, and have a good night.